Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Accolades for abortion activism. As if it weren't bad enough for some priests and the laity in America to be openly endorsing pro-abort politicians, now the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops appears to be as well. Catholic News Service, or CNS, which is a division of the USCCB, wrote a feature article praising U.S. Secretary of Labor Hilda Solis as a model Catholic, completely ignoring nearly 2 decades of her efforts to push abortion legislation. The California Catholic Daily points out Solis' support of abortion as a member of both political houses in California, Congress, and now the cabinet of the White House has gotten her a 100% rating from NARAL Pro-Choice America, as well as re-election endorsements from Planned Parenthood. Stories written by the Catholic News Service are used in diocesan newspapers across the country, and though it is a part of the USCCB, calls itself, quote, editorially independent of the body of bishops. Media ignores ethnic targeting. Abortion mills across America are concentrated in minority neighborhoods deliberately, confirmed by a new study done by Life Dynamics Incorporated, or LDI, and the media simply doesn't care to report on it. The study compiled a database of all the abortion clinics in the country, their zip codes, and each zip code's minority component as well, with staggering results. In Texas, for example, 77% of all population control facilities are in areas concentrated with Black and Hispanic populations. LifeNews.com points out the press has always historically gone out of its way to protect minorities in the United States, but has done nothing whatsoever to publicize these facts. Suicide laws ignored. The British government is ignoring violations of its own law against suicide, letting dozens of deaths go overlooked without prosecuting anyone for violating the law. The London Telegraph reports that police have passed 44 cases of assisted suicides to the Crown Prosecution Service since the infamous Purdy court case in 2009, and those cases are just the ones reported. Debbie Purdy filed a lawsuit 2 years ago demanding to know if her husband would be prosecuted for helping her commit suicide abroad, establishing unofficially through her case that those exercising so-called, quote, compassion when helping others to end their lives would not be persecuted. Prosecutors in the country insist they are not trying to legalize suicide by the back door, but their inaction to enforce the laws of their country does personify a kind of judicial activism. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
First Amendment standoff. A U.S. senator is submarining the Secretary of the Air Force, demanding to know why a missile training course containing Bible verses in its curriculum was suspended, while also calling the move unconstitutional. You may remember the course was suspended in early August, but Republican Senator John Cornyn says, quote, although our founding fathers rightly included language in the Constitution that precludes the federal government from establishing an official religion, this language does not protect them from exposure to religious references, end quote. The senator's letter challenges the stance of the Military Religious Freedom Foundation, an organization that called the Bible references inappropriate for today's society, backing the threat of 31 soldiers to sue the Air Force if the class was not suspended. Senator Cornyn is currently awaiting a reply from the Secretary of the Air Force. 8 million and counting move over Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga. When it comes to the world of Facebook followers, everybody likes Jesus. Major social media consultants are sure to be jealous of the accomplishment of Dr. Aaron Tabor, a diet doctor who started the Jesus Facebook page 2 years ago to help market a diet book he had written. Since then, theblaze.com says Dr. Tabor has simply been posting biblical principles several times a day, which has accumulated over 8 million followers and netted 3.4 million interactions last week alone. Interest in religious pages and social media is growing, and surprisingly, there are several other Christian pages with a similar following. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. And be sure to check out The Vortex today, where Michael tells you how you and a cup of coffee can help our efforts. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tell all your friends about us. And as always, God bless.